This is impossible. Why isn't this possible? Why don't you make this possible? Ooh. Which one is it? Okay. Strange. Moin, moin. What's cooking good? All good here. How are you, my friend? Greetings. Aren't you on tour or something? Or was that? I think you said something like you were on tour, or something, like for 1 month, 4 weeks. Tomorrow. Nice. For month. Are you going to take part on the live streams in the next few weeks, or are you going to travel? I mean, just out of interest. Ooh. But I will be in your time zone. Yeah. Italy's. I think it was Italy, right? Italy, Spain. No, it wasn't Spain. Yeah, I think it was Italy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Italy. But what else? I have somehow the I think I have Italy in mind. Was it also Germany? I'm not sure. Like, was it? It was definitely Italy. Italy, Spain, Ibiza. It was Spain, okay. Italy, Spain, Ibiza. I started going there in 1998 with my future wife to be. Sounds like a good plan. Italy, Spain, Ibiza. Is there all like? So it's almost 30 years in of our tradition. Crazy, like for 1 month. Every year? Like Italy, Spain, Ibiza. Crazy. And where in Italy? And where in Spain? So just like touring around, or are you like going to stay somewhere? Like, is there a specific town or something you're staying in Italy or Spain? Because how are you like going to tour? Like, Italy, Spain, Ibiza. Rome, Napoli, Ibiza. Rome, Napoli, Ibiza, and then Spain? Okay, I mean, yeah, Ibiza is, yeah, okay. So Rome, Napoli, Ibiza. Nice. Hello, Birida. How are you doing? And welcome back. Azia, what's with your 11 or now 7 minute track? Are you going to join us or not? It's, I mean, if like I said, it's always I always appreciate when people are taking part on a live, and that would be good. If you don't have time, that's not a problem. Then we can do that next week. I mean, I will be online now on a regular base. So next week is also a possibility to do that. Yeah, Leo's coming to Europe, but only to Italy and Spain. Only Rome, Napoli, Ibiza. No Germany. But maybe next time. Maybe. Hopefully one day. But you're coming from Munich, right? Was it Munich? Munich? Munich. Munich? I think so. Or somewhere close to Munich, I think it was. Sorry guys, definitely one day, I hope so. That would be really crazy seeing Leo. I mean, it was already like super surprising seeing Ivan on the festival, but oh, that would be a lovely surprise. No, I come from Passau, but live now in Berlin. Are you living in Berlin? Ah, okay. I'm in Berlin. I'm traveling tomorrow to Berlin until Thursday, as I'm playing on Loon on Wednesday for La Bridgely, who joined this session as well a few times. So lovely to be in Berlin back. And doing this live thing tomorrow, on Wednesday, not tomorrow. Passau is close to the Austrian border. Yeah, it's his label, I think, Halal Club Records. And he asked me, and I was super excited and happy he asked me because, yeah, it's always a pleasure when people invite me to something. So I'm very happy with that. If you want and have time, we can meet up a bit. Yeah, we can. I mean, I can. We have already contact on Instagram. I mean, we can just chat. As I have, I have a few meetings on Wednesday as well, and I also want to go to this dinner, which is going to happen before. But I haven't. I think I will still have a bit time, so let's just stay in contact. Yeah, I mean the I'm playing at 9 on Wednesday, and I think the dinner is somewhere around 6 or something like this. So therefore, yeah, I think I will have a bit of time. I'm an early bird, so I'm always staying up at 6 something. So therefore, I'm pretty. I have pretty much time on Wednesday. Also on Thursday, honestly, because my train is. My train is going at something like 1:30. Like 1 p.m. On Thursday. So yeah, until then I have also time. So let's see. Maybe we will see each other in Berlin. Where are you in Berlin exactly? I mean, Berlin is big. Neukölln. Because I think I'm staying at Neukölln. I think it is Neukölln. It is Neukölln. Schönhauser Allee. Ah, Prenzlauer Berg. Typical zugezogener play. I mean, that's the South Germany from Berlin, right? Like Prenzlauer Berg. Most of the southern German people are living there. No current burning a track by Deep Child was really cool 15 years ago. Not too close, not too far. Yeah, Deep Child. Yo, freaking hell, yeah. Deep Child. Still active, doing good music, I think. If I remember, yeah, I think I've played a few tracks from Deep Child lately. New releases, I think. Deep Child is from Australia? In Sydney. A lot of Schwaben here. Yeah. Crazy, I have knew that. Deep Child from Australia. Huh. Surprising. Or not surprising, but I haven't knew that. Yeah. I mean, we already have like 7:30. Still, I don't know if Sid is already here, but I haven't seen her here in the chat so far. So I think not. Maybe on YouTube. He used to live in Berlin and played in Bergheim frequently. Yeah, I know, I remember. Ivan is also not there, even if he's on the list. And yeah, Berila's there, so therefore we have one from the list so far. Let's see what we will get today. So, even if we don't have a big edition today, that's also fine. I mean, we don't have to do always over, like last week we had some overtime. But I thought it's okay after this really long summer break. Yeah, and therefore maybe if we have not, if it's not that busy today, that's also fine. But let's see. We never know. Until now, we always did until 9. So yeah, I think Task SLR 1313 is that Sid? I'm not sure because I know I've seen this name before on YouTube. It's always hard if you don't see the right names. I mean, Leo Funk is pretty. with Leo Funk's tag, I'm pretty sure, and Beretta. So, but yeah, a few people are not with the artist name on YouTube. Tell some good or not so good stories from Stone Techno 26. Good or not good stories. To be honest, I really haven't seen that much on Stone Techno because I was really busy. And I think that was really the first time ever. Nah, it wasn't the first time ever. I think it's always like this. I was once before the break here. I mean, I think I remember, but yeah. So it's always like the last few years. It was always the same. I don't see that much on the festival because it's not. You don't have time to check any performances or something. So you're just like in the. You're like on survival mode for 3 days and in super focus mode and stuff like this. I think the only time I could really let's say turn off this busy mode was during my set at Grand Hall, so the opening for Freddy and Ogason. That was pretty nice, okay, but yeah, what was I mean, it's always lovely to see all the people there and to recognize them from year to year. It was really nice. Um, really pleasure. Um, I have this girl group from UK coming every year, and I think we know each other since. I mean, they started to yeah, started to follow me because of Tracks of the Month, and then we saw each other every year, and it was really lovely to see them, for example, year for year. That was really lovely, but also the rest, of course, you met over the years on Stone Techno, and you really you meet so many people, but it's always a pleasure to see them, having somehow a good time together. Um, but yeah, that was really nice. What was also really nice, I think, I really took like 5 minutes for myself and Richard Akingbayin and Tikiman. That was, of course, something I wanted to just see for a second, or even like I think I've listened to it like for 5 minutes. Um, Yeah, what was a really big surprise. I'm very sad that I haven't seen it live, but I've because I've uh, or I'm doing the masterings for Arte Concert. Um, yeah, I had the honor to mix or let's say master Barker's live set, which was uh, maybe for me personally one of the best sets I've ever heard. Uh, and yeah, therefore, of course, the listening floor was definitely a highlight this year. There were so many lovely performances there. I unfortunately I couldn't hear uh, yeah, let's say I could hear one of them properly from the beginning to the end, but all in all, just the vibe and everything was really really nice. I'm a big fan of this concept still. um and I really really yeah, I would be really happy to see this concept getting more attention, and it's getting more and more busy on the floor. It was busy, but still, of course, the techno floors are still more busy, let's be honest, but still I was happy to see all the people sitting there and really like respecting the dance floor and everything, and this dance floor etiquette, and they were sitting there and just like listening to the concert. That was really really was really lovely. So that was definitely one of my highlights. There will be a set of Barker online. Yeah, it looks like this. When Arte Live's gonna be up online? Oh, honestly, I don't know. I think from September or something. It's starting from September. I'm now doing the last three because I've received the vids today from the last three. And now I can mix the audios underneath the video and everything, and then yeah, put everything together properly. And yeah, so September, I think, was the first one, and then I think from week to week or something, or maybe 2 week, I'm not sure, because I'm not in the communication anymore, so I don't know. Did you love your set? Wow, I really enjoyed the time. It was really nice. And I mean, of course, you're just like, I've, so the feedback was all in all very positive. So I'm very happy about it, because I've thought, okay, doesn't I've started my set with like a typical warm up set with dub techno, more ambient stuff, to build up the or to open the night properly, even the people came from sound techno, so the party was going on till 12, and they were listening to all these closing sets, until 12, which were like proper peak time driving closing sets, of course. And then the people came to Ground Hall really on fire, super energized and everything. But I thought, like, okay, I don't know. I want to step back from all that, and I really want to play like a proper warm up still, because I thought it was always also like the right time for it, um, or yeah, or the right moment, and the right mood. And I've really played. I really I haven't started with such a low BPM uh, since I don't know, but really started somewhere like around like 122 or 24 BPM, and I really yeah, I've really increased the BPM slowly. So I think in the end I was at until I think like 50 minutes or something before the end of the set, I was like around 132 BPM or 33, something like this. I played really slow and tried more to really go with this. Yeah, I felt that in that way. It felt right, with all this uh, like fast peak time techno, and I was like, okay, I just want to do something completely different, uh, because now the audience is really hyped and energized, but I still want to show them something else, and maybe to, yeah, to put them down a bit, but still keep the energy level on a like to keep it a bit, but not to exhaust the people more to get them back into groovy, cheesy, nice mood, and not this power on and rave mode. Therefore, yeah, that was really nice. And what I wanted to say, of course, so all in all, the feedback was nice, and I really enjoyed it, and I still would. I was super happy with my track selection and everything, so I will definitely think about to upload it. I just have to re-listen to it, but all in all, there have been still like I think that's really funny, because there were a few voices of like of course on Reddit, where else, like people wrote that's something like I fell asleep during the warm up set, but I was super happy when Freddy and Augustin started, and they started like immediately with 5 BPM more, or 6 even. It was like I've ended with this Norbert track from the album, and I've pushed the BPM to the normal to the bass, to the default BPM number, and I think it's like 138 or something, and after that it was super fast. That was crazy. You have the recording. I have the recording. Yeah. So it was all in all very nice. The warm up was very lovely to play at Grand Hall for Freddy Oguzon. And yeah, definitely highlight. Yeah. What else? I don't know if I've said that last week, but I still want to, yeah, to say it again, because I was a bit, let's say, yeah, Heidi, like I was a bit unclear with my EP, which is coming out now, and the announcement is going to happen still, but maybe you saw it already, and I said it last week, that the release, which is coming out on Techno Records, which is the former Neshtu Records from Nastia, my first EP since 2022. I had a few solo tracks, but really the first time I've said myself, okay, I really have to finish something, and I've finished 4 tracks with which I was happy again for the first time since years, and I'm very happy. I've met Nastia last year on Stone Techno Festival, and I've sent her the EP before, just like, hey, what do you think about the EP? Because you're touring like for years now, and you have a really wide spectrum of genres. You're really, really good selector, and I was like, okay, I want to hear what you think about the EP. And then we met on the Stone Techno Festival. We talked about the EP, and then she asked if I want to release it on Techno Records, and I was like, hey, of course I want. What a question. Who wouldn't do that? And yeah, therefore it's coming on Techno Records on September the 3rd. Was it the 3rd? I think it was the 3rd, if I'm correct, or the 4th. The Friday, definitely. The first Friday in September. So Friday the 4th, I think. Yeah, I'm very looking forward. It's the first EP since 22, and it's the first EP on vinyl. It's going to be my first vinyl release, and I'm very proud of that, honestly, because yeah, there was always a voice in my head who said, vinyl release, I don't know if that is going to happen someday. And hey, here it is. It's so crazy. So just keep going and things will happen automatically. That's so crazy. Hey guys, sorry for the delay. I'm that sick. Hey, yo. Get well. Pretty soon. Pretty soon. H sub. I think H sub was done. Was Sid. I'm pretty sure. Is it you, Sid? I think it was. Nastia here in Melbourne and been in communication for years. Met Nastia here. Yeah, she's very lovely, and I'm really yeah, I'm really happy to be a part on Techno Records, because I also one of my all like my my yeah, most played tracks was from Techno Records. It was this RMK track. I forgot the name, but it was on the Techno Records, Nash 2 Records, released from RMK. Just forgot the name. I've played it, I mean, in so many sets. And it was once in Tracks of the Month, January 24, I think. I just forgot the name. Nice, congrats. She loved my track Nebula Dust, by the way. Let's see. I have also loved the track Nebula Dust. Would love to release on Nastia's label one day. Hey, I think it's nothing is impossible. Like, just keep going. Nastia's really like she's really doing a good job, because, I mean, she's really, and I've recognized that during the communication with her, that she's really not she's not doing that for bringing tracks or EPs out to sell like big numbers or to earn big money or something. She's really doing that as a passion, and that's crazy, because I've asked her. We were a bit in a communication. I was a bit unsure with one topic, and I was like, I'm not sure if that's if you don't want to do it, I can understand that. And she was automatically, it doesn't matter, it's really just everything about the music, and I don't care about the rest. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's crazy, because it's not unfortunately it's not that usual nowadays. I've received like I've received feedback like, "Hey, really really nice EP, but I can't bring it out because it's hard to sell or whatever." Really, like honestly, kind of this feedback, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't know. It's somehow, of course. I mean, it should be always about the music, not the numbers. Of course, it's also important to keep the numbers in mind for sure, because yeah, it's not possible to run a label and have a label which is like always doing red numbers or having the red numbers, but still, um, it should always be about the music first. But it's not, unfortunately, nowadays not the standard anymore. It's about name dropping, or most of a lot of time, or mostly name dropping, or I don't know. That's my personal opinion. And like I said, the feedback I've received from several people. Let me see. There's one set of her where she's playing only smooth DnB in Ibiza. It's my favorite DnB set ever. Yeah, like I said, she has a really wide spectrum of music taste. It's so crazy. And she's a good selector. I had no idea she played DnB. Sick. Hola. Oh, Ivan. Hola. She started 20 years ago as a DnB DJ. Hola, Ivan. Hey there. You want to be radio Congress for your Lehman Club set. Yo, congrats from my side as well for your Lehman set. Birida got another from one. What? Birida got another one from the Unruly Soldier you've already heard before. I had a couple of really nice nights there. Thank you. I'm super hyped. Will be crazy. Should be. Much love. Fam. Yo. Okay. We don't have that much tracks here on the list. And I'm talking and talking. I would just say we will listen to the 3 tracks we have on the list. And we will do it really, really relaxed today. That's also fine. We don't have to disappoint every week people on the list because after 9 o'clock we are closing the list, and then people are still on the list and like, oh, I wanted to get a feedback and stuff like this, and yeah. So maybe that's also, or this kind of situation is also fine from time to time, listening to 3 tracks and just talk about this and that. It's also good. I really appreciate to chat with you. So if we chat about the tracks, fine. If we just chat about whatever, also fine. So yeah. So let me just see. I think, was it correct that HSOP is yeah, it's me. Okay, that's it. Okay, cool. So you're here. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to explain it for you 3. You've really taken part on so many sessions. I think you know the rules. We don't have to explain that much. When can we hear some new Leo tracks? Yeah, Leo. Yeah. That's the question. When we can hear new Leo tracks. It's time. It's time. People are missing that. We want some creative and crazy ideas from you. Looking forward for that. Maybe something for a label. A label from somebody who's going to start a label. Yes, sir, it's time. After I chill in Europe for a month. Hey, that's... Have you just like, can somebody screenshot that and hey, I want to see minimum 1 track or 2 tracks. Of course, like more would be better, but I would love to hear like a new, just one new track after the month would be lovely. Just to see Leo back on this list. I will be working on them as promised. Deal. That's good. Okay, we have a deal. Screenshot that. Who's going to screenshot? I will screenshot that. I would just send it to you as a proof. Done. That's good. Okay. I'm thinking about, because of the question, which or if I had other highlights on the festival, I thinking about, but yeah, I said Tiki Man was really nice. Barker was really nice afterwards. I have to mix Gigi's set still, but I'm curious about this stream as well, because for me personally, the Curation Series 6 on the third room now was, for me personally, my favorite one. I also like the Cloud Scream by Quasar. It's also a really nice track from, I think that was from the Freddy EP. Yeah, it was from the Freddy EP. But my personal favorite was definitely Fergus Sweetland's track, for sure. I also like the Anakuri track by Eftemin and Gigi. And yeah, also Fireground was okay, I think, or not. I'm not sure anymore about that track, but I know it was like it has a really slow build up with the keyboards, with the chords and everything, very housey-ish kind of, but still like spheric, atmospheric, like. But also the Deliria track was nice, I think. So yeah, it was definitely my favorite one. Now we have it on paper. Now you have to deliver 100%. No worries, guys. I took a screenshot. I love the track by Quasar. Yeah, it is. I really like this one. Fergus is from Melbourne. I know. I was in contact. I'm a big fan of Devious and Molero track. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's in the end, it's definitely a matter of taste for sure. I'm not sure about the track anymore. It was this dubby track, right? I think it yeah, it's okay. I think it didn't catch me that much, but maybe my expectations were too high. I don't know. But still a good track, you know. I know Fergus from Melbourne because I was in talk with him once, like for something, and that was the first time I've met him. It was I think when I asked Leo for the third room label years ago, like really, and he said to me that he was in so many projects with this Osgood release and Deckmantel and everything, so it wasn't possible for him to do anything because he was so full with deadlines and everything, and then he recommended me Fergus, and that was, I think, before I haven't heard anything about Fergus Sweetland, and since then I'm a big fan of Fergus tracks. Yeah, really good, really good guy, talented producer for sure as well, but also very lovely person. Yeah, I don't know. Shall we start? Listen to the 3 tracks. I mean, we have 8. Oh, we have another one. I haven't even heard the no. Usually, I'm getting like a notification or something. He made pretty big in Europe now. Yeah, but I like I said, I really like this his approach. This very, it kind of reminds me sometimes on Blavan, very this kind of very dryish low end in a way, groovy but super minimalistic and kind of crazy with these twists and turns. So I really like that. I really like the approach. Sometimes I would really love to hear a bit more juice in the low end, but it kind of had its characteristics. So I think that Fergus has really like his, yeah, definitely his trademark sound, and it's a good one. You know, it's not, it's a really interesting trademark sound. Yo, what's up, speed here? Haven't heard from you a while. Like I don't know when was the last time you have took part on live stream. It was really like months ago. He's got really swampy lows. Love his sound design. Yeah. You know, just from a producer's perspective, or let's say from a sound engineer's perspective, the low end is not like how so it could sound definitely better, but still, you know, that's the thing between, or that's sometimes this thing uh, between idea and quality, you know. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not like that the quality of Fergus is bad, but the low end, you know, there's like a standard for the low end, how it should sound, you know, and it could sound definitely better, but still the tracks are good, you know, because they have like this idea, these twists and turns, and it's very interesting to listen to the track. So this is one of the kind where definitely the quality is in the end, or the idea exceeds the quality of the track. Of course, if it would be on the same level, but maybe in the end it doesn't sound like this, you know, and maybe it's not that interesting anymore. Which artist has the perfect low end? Perfect low end. Boy, let me think about it. It really depends. So there is not like this artist who has a perfect low end. Like that really depends from track to track, honestly. Luigi Tozzi definitely knows how to produce low end. Sounds clean to me every time. Andy Martin, haven't heard from him that much, honestly. Masal, yeah, Masal is good. Masal is good, yeah. René is also good, so René Weiss is also good, but sometimes there's a problem with the low end, but not always. So let's say René as well, here and there, not always, but most of the times. Yeah, Luigi, Claudio PSC. I also think Nas is really nice sound wise. The low end. Hard, honestly. Good low end. Good question. Haven't thought about that, honestly. I would have, yeah, or I don't have now like really the rhythm and sound best low end ever. Quality is definitely there. I think these so-called standards are measures irrelevant to creative acts like making music as a. I'm not like 100% going with that, because I think the quality in the end is definitely for sure super important. Like if you would have, or let's say like this, if you would have the same track in a clean version, maybe it wouldn't work anymore. but it would definitely sound better and it still would work. But maybe it doesn't have the same effect as the idea in itself, you know? But I think still that a good mix can really push the track in a way. But maybe it's not the same track in the end. Do you get that? I mean, for example, I'm a really big fan of 80s and 70s rock and roll stuff, you know? And I really love to listen to, I don't know, like Billy Idol, for example, or I also love to listen sometimes to AC/DC or one of my favorite bands is The Doors, for example. It's not 70, 80, of course, but just, you know, like there was this roughness, you know, and this roughness made it special. And if you there you can really compare it if you listen to the original tracks and then you have like a remastered version. It's not the same anymore. You know, it's still good. The quality is definitely better, and it is somehow better for the ears, for sure, for the listening experience. But somehow when you listen to the original, it gives you more emotions in a way. Of course, just let me soon. Of course, making a sound good on a speaker is fundamental, but shaping the low end to a certain formula. So no, that doesn't. Yeah, doesn't make sense. Of course, it's also stupid to make it like super clean, you know, because in the end the track doesn't feel well. But there are like certain things. For example, if you have like, I mean, for example, like if you have a low end which is really full, you know, and just it's ta- I'm talking about these over compressed low ends, you know. For me personally, like the low end is one of the bases. So if it's important, our music is like living from its groove and its movement and its energy, and this like structure of the low end is super important to transport this energy, you know. It's giving you this like the bass groove and the bass mood of the track in a way. But if you have like a very compressed low end, you don't hear the low end properly, and you just hear like this, and you just can't, it's like, hear the idea of the groove a bit in the background, but you can't hear it properly because it's so compressed, and the kick is really just like having its problems to come through this muddy low end. Um, you know, the idea can be that good, but it won't work, you know, still, because the low end is eating up the rest, you know. So therefore, it's kind of important, but I think it's not like, um, yeah, I mean, we also listened to a few tracks here, for example, on Feedback Loop, and um, I've said like the low end is not balanced or something, but it was still good because the idea was good enough, you know. But yeah, I think if you can't hear like the structure of the track and the low end, you know, because also when the low end is super powerful, you can't hear the rest of the track. It's really like it's eating everything up, so you don't have the energy on the dance floor as well. Because when you play it in the club, and the club is getting really like filled by this low end, and the rest is not coming through, it's not going to work on the dance floor in the end. That's the thing. So you just really have to keep that in mind, you know. And also, compared to other tracks, like, you know, compared to other tracks, it can be problematic for combining them in a way, you know, these tracks. For example, if you play, for example, like the Third Room release, and I know that Ahmed is really really detailed and everything, and he's really taking care of sound and everything. And Ahmed, for example, is also a good example for low ends, or the third room in general is looking very on this, because Ahmed is really checking these things very, very properly and everything, and really in detail. And for example, you're playing like the third room track, and then you afterwards play, for example, I don't know, for example, like an Altimbosch track. An Altimbosch is, for example, like I don't know how it's nowadays. I haven't heard like music from him a long time, but in, I would say 2024, I'm a big fan of Altenbusch and his tracks. So don't get me wrong. It's just to have an example. But for example, like Altenbusch is mastering his tracks on -6 LUFS, so very loud, very compressed. And if you play them first the third room track, and then you play, for example, an Altenbusch track, the Altenbusch track is way louder than the third room track. So it depends on, I would say the third room track would definitely work better than the Altenbosch track. I want to stay as neutral as possible, you know. I'm just like trying to, because I know how super careful Ahmed is really taking this sound design thing, and so therefore the third room is just a good example, you know. So the third room release, then you're playing Altenbosch release, and afterwards you're playing, I don't know which, whatever, with the lower LOFS thing, you know. And then compared to the rest, maybe the Altenbosch track is peaking too much out, or it's going under, you know, because it's, compared to the rest, it's losing its structure because it's too compressed. But yeah. So important. So in the end, it's important to have, let's say, my personal opinion about all this, and I said that already, just to round that up, is I think the idea is always more important than the quality of the production. Boy, a lot of sound engineers maybe will they won't agree with me, but it's just my personal opinion. I think for me personally, always the idea of a track was much more important than the sound design. And I'm also playing tracks which are not having a perfect sound design, you know, because I really like the idea. And as long as it's transporting emotions, I'm playing these tracks in a way, you know. So I just don't play tracks where I don't feel any energy, or, you know, I can't feel anything on the track. So idea is very important. I think the most important aspect, but still the best idea won't work if you don't mix it properly, you know. So you don't have to be super surgical, you know, and super clean, but it should have a kind of a standard, you know. Just a, yeah, like a bit of a balance. If the track is really out of balance, completely low end, it's too swooshy, whoamy, whatever, then you have really harsh highs and everything. Mids are going under. Yeah, this, you know, the best idea won't work. Doesn't matter who produced the track, it won't work. So it is kind of so it's definitely important, and yeah, you definitely should know the basics, let's say it like this. And sometimes, honestly, I have the feeling that a lot of like established producers don't have these basics, because there are people like bringing out music every month, and I don't play them because I think, I don't know, it's not it's not transporting any emotions. Let me check. A remaster is never the same. Yes, totally agree. But also the hardest to make a really good low end for me. It's a super hard for everyone. It's low end is something you have to. That's something you really have to listen to a good PA with, or a good monitoring with a nice acoustic treatment, blah blah blah, this and that. When you hear a proper low end for the first time, you will definitely hear the difference because, for example, all these I don't know if you're into hip hop music, but I was also working with hip hop producers, for example, in this studio where I worked for, and most of the time all these 808s are super overpowered, like because it's kind of the yeah the fundament of the track, and the most important thing. But people had always this problem to push it too much into the front because they think, okay, it has to hit really hard. The 808 has to really smash me in the face. But they forget that the rest of the track is super important. Man, like you do. I mean, who cares? Like, okay, in a good 808 hip hop track, trap track, whatever. Of course, when the beat kicks in and you have a really lovely 808 hitting you, bam, nice. But then after what 20 seconds, you don't hear the rest and the text, and it's super boring to listen to, like a overpowered 808 for 3 minutes. And for example, there's also super crazy lack of knowledge, and it's all also like they're overdoing it, and they don't balance it. And we worked on these tracks and balanced them, and afterwards, it was not like it still had this effect, of smashing you in the face, but the rest was in balance. You had really nice, smooth highs, not too harsh, but still this clarity, this crisp and everything. Then you had a really, really deep and juicy low end, but not too much, not too much upfront in the mix, unbalancing the rest of the track, and you could hear the most important information of the track, the mids. So the lyrics, the synths, whatever, the theme of the track. Mm-hmm. Yeah, complex topic for me. For example, my favorite low end is probably Arthur Robert. For everyone, for everyone here, believe me. Yeah, complex topic for me. Example. Okay, even though it is probably too compressed, but I love that massive fat feeling he has with his tracks. But that's, for example, something just to give props on Beretta. That's, I don't know if I already said it, but for example, Beretta is having this kind of Arthur Robert sound aesthetic, but definitely with a cleaner low end. And I love Arthur Robert tracks. Don't get me wrong. I'm also playing, but I like Beretta's approach more because it's a really nice combination of this approach in combination with a good low end, with a good sound design. My personal opinion. Yeah, but it's, like I said, it's still good what Arthur's doing. So props. Blew my mind when I first listened in a club, but low end is still kind of confusing to me. Yeah, low end is, yeah. Like I said, if you heard once, if you heard different ones, and you like you will memorize this, and you will save that in your somewhere in your brain, and you will definitely always find it, because when you when you know the truth, let's say it like this, you will never get back to the old like yeah, like the old thinking. So with the low end, you will always hear the problematic of a low end. If it's too like, is it too wide? Or you can hear it, you can hear, is it too wide or is it too compressed? You will hear that, and you will know in which frequency band is doing its problem or causing problems for the mix. Never ending learning. Yeah, it is like this. After 10 years or even more, I'm doing that since I'm 18, even longer, 16, something like this. I'm now 34, so 18 years. Yeah. And I'm still learning, every day and every week. And I'm trying things out, and then I'm doing like just learning by doing. I'm trying things out, then it doesn't work, then I try to do it differently or whatever. So it's always try and error, step by step. Nobody was born as like an audio engineer. Of course there are super talented people, but the talent doesn't bring you that. Yeah, there's no, you won't get that far with only talent, let's say it like this. It's also still hard work and eating so much shit. So, hey, we only have 30 minutes left, and we haven't listened to one track. I don't know, what shall we do now? I mean, we have 5 tracks, so it's 50 minutes. What do you think? I won't listen now to 50 minutes, but I really just will stay with 35. It's 8:24, so until 9. So until 9 I could listen now to the tracks, or we're just talking about things. You can also ask me things. We can do that over time. No, not again. I have to eat. So I don't know. What do you want to do? Like, shall we keep this list and then listen to it maybe on another day? We can maybe do that on, I don't know. Let me check that. Maybe on another day in this week, for example. And we just talk about things, or you can start listening to the tracks. Let me know what you would prefer. What is this? My week is pretty full, honestly. Let's listen to them. Okay, let's go. We will start. Sid, you're here. So we're just starting. We will listen to all the tracks until 9 without any time limitation today, so no 10 minutes stuff. I'm just like going through the track and keep it as short as possible. compressor here. This one was harsh. Okay, what you definitely, so in general, the track idea is nice. I like this drivey vibe. The low end is definitely also problematic here. What you have is a really heavy resonance, I think, in the low end, in the sub. So this, there's like really this, this resonance in the low end. You can really hear it through the track, like that's kind of the groove. It's something, I think it's somewhere around 100 hertz or something. It's really like peaking through the mix, and therefore all the rest is really problematic as well. So you would have problems in a mastering putting a limiter on it, because it would be triggered that crazy much from this low end, and the rest it wouldn't get its space. So I would definitely try to clean up the low end, so the sub somewhere around 100 hertz, like really trying to catch this resonance and to bring it down. It's somewhere around 100, or maybe to lower down the volume, but I can hear it really. It's like disrupting the mix in general. Like it's really like, you have still all the time this resonance noise all over the track, and it's really making it problematic to hear the low end properly. So you don't have this. That's the thing. The structure of the low end, the groove is missing because it's really like owning the mix in the low end. Therefore, also the rest is not coming through properly. So the mids and stuff like this, there are kind of these SFX sounds which are really like harsh. I would definitely try to catch them as well with. It's definitely first of all a volume thing, but it's also a resonance thing. So check somewhere around 6K, 5K, 7K, the resonance. It's 7, you don't have to go that much, but let's say somewhere around 3 and 5 there in the spectrum, there are definitely resonances like crushing through. Yeah, no tension and release. Also, I feel like that the rumble is too loud compared to the kick. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's this kind of noise over the whole track. I think if you manage the lows and low mids a bit more, it could get a lot more headroom to play around with presence of the other elements. I think you don't have to do that much. The only thing is there's this bleepy, spacey sound in the background. It's really, really, really quiet, but I would push that just a bit more into the front, or to make it more spacey-ish, like adding maybe an SFX, but not volume, but like ambience, you know, and then it's maybe sounding even better. But all in all, I would really go first with the low end, so this 100 hertz. I'm not sure about the key of the track, if it's in tune, because I think the kick is an E and the bass is a G sharp. So I'm not sure. E, G sharp. Yeah, it could be. Yeah. E, F, G sharp. Yeah. It's possible. Yeah. Could be working in general. Could sound a lot more crisp. Agree, Ivan. Yes, I want it crispy. Yeah, crispy is always good. Saturation is always good as well. Okay. I think the chat said nearly everything. Thanks, chat, for that. I don't have to repeat that much, but yeah. In general, the idea is nice. I like it. I like this drivey, minimalistic approach. It's good. If you use Ableton, maybe try to use some erosion on the separate elements, any very slightly, to add some high frequency noise to your sounds. Really add some nice. Yeah, in general, like saturation is really nice to have, but not overdoing it. This can lead. Sometimes people are overdoing it, and it's also unbalancing the mix in the end. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Nice one. I don't know if that was 10 minutes or whatever. It's again making problems here. Why? I don't get why. I always have problems with this stupid page lately. I don't know why. Now it's making noise. So therefore there was no notification because it was turned. It was, yeah, it stuck. Doesn't matter. We're back. So Ivan, you're the next one. Let's go. We just go through the tracks without any big interruption. Yeah. Let's get dubby. I can hear the low end, but it's really heavily in the background. And it's also happening somehow more on the sides. Is that like this? I think the low end has phase issues. Head spliff. These track titles are killing me sometimes. Head spliff. Yeah, the track idea is nice. But you have to be careful with these vocals. I don't know where you have them. Where from you have them. But I think you have a phase issue with the low end because the low end is happening. It's not happening in the mid. It's really getting pushed to the side somehow. It's crazy strange. Have you switched like the phase of the low end? Boah, Kruder and Dorfmeister like 20 years ago. It's so strange. It's really weird, yeah. Something's wrong with the bass for sure, yeah, definitely. It's really like it's not there. It's there, but it's not there. I think on the PA you would hear shit. It's not on the side. Something is shifting, so you have definitely shift on the phase shift. Totally strange. In general, the track idea is nice. I would be careful with the vocals, like I said. I don't know where from where you have the vocals, but do you have the analyzer? I have it. I've tried to find it out, but it's not. The analyzer is not showing anything right now. I've checked it. The idea is good, like I said. I really like it, but definitely strange with the low end. I can't even say what the problem is. There's a phase shift. Maybe it's a tune of the low end. That there's something happening on the same frequency, which is, yeah, ducking the bass in a way. The vocals are mine. Hello, what's up? Nice. Crazy. So I know when I want to do dub techno who I have to call for. Good to know. What are you saying? Like Cevapcici Kaimak. Ayvar. Crazy vocals. Great. Lovely. Nice track idea. I like it. I've enjoyed it. Beretta. Yeah, that's why my brain is really like, I don't know, sometimes my brain is doing stuff I can't even, sometimes I really ask, I sometimes have to laugh about myself because, I don't know. My brain is sometimes, like my mouth is sometimes faster than my brain is. Welcome to ADHD world. So I'm sometimes saying things and I'm like, fuck is saying, like, what? Welcome. Okay, Beretta, you're the next one. We have 50 minutes left. Yeah. I can't repeat that in chat, but I can't repeat that. Hugo Reggae Dub, yeah. Nice idea. With a few Sevdalinke next time. Yeah, this one is really juicy again. Beep beep. It sounds very nice so far. But I need something. Give me a bit of surprise now. Schlager. Yeah. Helene Fischer. Michael Wendler. Local vocals from these people. Yeah, something like this. Now the lead is getting a bit of movement. I've missed that a bit in the first bar. Vocal reminds me so crazy on was it Jana Maste? I think Jana Maste with the dance track, but this is in a better approach, in a better story. So this is better than the Yalamasi. Yeah. It just that just saying the vocal reminds me on that with the dance, you know. But definitely, this is definitely more my jam. But the track is good, production-wise it's good, but I don't know why I'm missing something in this track. There was not this. Der Funke ist nicht übergesprungen. Like the story, I think you could do just. I think you could do more with the story, with the sounds. I don't know if you wanted to keep it that minimalistic and everything, but I still think even with just with minor fingertips and automations, it could still be much more energetic and catchy, because somehow something is missing, I think. I don't want to go up anymore, so just chill. All good. It's a great track. What are you talking about? It is, for sure. It's just, I don't know. It's just my personal opinion, but maybe it's because, so the thing is, speed absolutely no worry. So production wise it's definitely a great track, don't get me wrong. It's just like maybe it's because I've listened to so many tracks by Biarritz and I know how, maybe it's even like a bit too high expectations on Biarritz, because I know he can do it better. That's the thing. But don't get me wrong, it's not like a bad track. It would still definitely work into the club and everything, you know? Just it's like, it's just my personal thing that I think there could be a bit more. I could probably be more intentional with the elements since the arrangement is a bit jammed. Could build up the story more slowly. Yeah, something like this, you know. But like I think you have a really nice 4-to-the-floor drivey track and everything. In the first part, I'm missing a bit the automations. Like, I don't know if you forgot to do that during, but I don't hear these like big changes and everything. But like I said, it's still a good track, but maybe with a bit more of automation here and there, it definitely would bring something to the track and makes it better, much better, even if it's already good. You don't have to add more elements, for sure. You have, I think you have all the sounds you have found are good. It's just really it's just minor automation. But it's also just my opinion. And I'm just one guy sitting here doing feedback. So I'm just one DJ, one producer out of tons of people, millions of people doing music. So I'm just one voice. So it's just my personal feeling. And like I said, the expectations are very high because you are doing most of the times a really, really good job. Yeah. Or nearly every time. Not most of the times, nearly every time. I feel like all you need is one pad or complex synth sound at the moment when it feels a little empty. No, I think you just have to play with the sounds you have. It's just really just a bit. The mix is good. Don't have to say anything about that, honestly. I think it's good. that's not bullshit advice. Don't. Every opinion is important. It's just in the end, it's an opinion. What Birita's doing out of it, it's in the end his choice. He has to. He doesn't have to do anything. Like I said, the track is still good. We are just guys sitting here and rating music from other people, and there are a lot of people sitting out there which will say this track is very, very good. Leo, for example, likes the track how it is. So I have the opinion you could add a bit more, but it's not like, in the end, it's your choice what you want to do with your track. It's just my feeling. Banger, send it my way. My playlist are ready for closing B2B after my live set. Alright, thanks for the advice. I will go back to the arrangement, try to refine it. I'm glad you have some critics about the track, that because I also felt that there's more potential. Yeah, I know your productions, that's the thing. I know your productions, and I know what you can do, and what we already heard from you, and I know that you definitely this track has much more potential, because I know you can do it for sure. Okay, Speetier, let's go with you. Maybe it's going to be the last track. It's 5:44. Still, thank you very much, Birita, for your contribution. I still appreciate the track, and I enjoyed it. Here's the same thing. Also, the low end sounds like it's happening mostly on the sides, which is crazy. But there is no sides in the low end. That's strange. There also has to be like something like a shift in the phases. Something is shifting there in the low end for sure. No, it's not too low. It's shifting somehow. So the sub is there. I can hear it, but it's really getting pushed away and shifted. You really have to listen closely. There's like something underneath, I would say something underneath 30 hertz. You can hear it a bit, really just a bit. Just try to listen to underneath 30 hertz and try to listen on the sides, and you will find it. You can hear it when the kick is turned off. Have you heard that? And as soon as the kick comes in, whoosh. The picture of the track well represents the mood of the track though. Trippy. I'm also missing somehow the story of the track. You have this lead sound and it's nice, you know. You still have you have movement in the lead sound, but the rest of the track sounds a bit like random. I'm somehow missing the story behind the track. There's this underwater sound coming in. Very, very loud as well, so it's kind of very much up front of the mix, which I wouldn't do. I would just maybe put it much more into the background to have it more like a background or atmosphere sound, you know, because it's even louder as the lead sound itself. Yeah, the low end is strange, like it's also shifting to the side somehow. The kick is out of tune, I guess. Yeah, that's something I assume as well, because when the kick comes in, the bass is gone. I'm pretty sure there is a bass line that is at like 30 hertz or something. I can barely hear it on my headphones. Isn't the problem? Nah, like I said, it can be like problem with the tune of the kick, but that's something you have to try and to find the right tune for kick and bass. Can also change the overall mood of the track in the end. So like I said, low end, check the tune. I would definitely try to find the key of the track in general, and then to tune the kick and the sub to the overall track. So in which keys, for example, the lead sound, and then try to find to get the right notes for the kick and the sub as well, which are also in the same key. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. I think I said everything. Okay, we have 9 o'clock. Gestaltwanderer, are you here? Let me know if you're here. You're welcome. Always a pleasure. Feel free to join more often. Speed tier? Speed tier. Gesteigerte Schulung. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Then usually we would stop now, but I will make an exception because last week I've talked so much, and last week you've been the last one on the list, and I had to stop the stream. So I will give this a chance. Just a question. This is Spotify. So is it already released? Because I've forgot to mention that we are not listening to tracks which are already released. It's really about demos, or let's say tracks which are in the production phase and unreleased. You can also send me tracks which are already, let's say, here, like contributed to a label, or that's which are signed by a label, sorry, like signed for a label, but still not finished, you know. So if you send me a link to maybe, I don't know, a track which is not released yet, that would be great. See you, Birita. Thanks for joining again. Been here for weeks. I know. I will work it. Yes, BT. Like I said, in general, the low end is definitely what you have to fix for sure. So the rest, like I said, you don't have to listen to, like Leo said it already, wrote it in the chat. You don't have to listen to anyone. So I'm just that's in the end, it's a matter of taste. So if you like it how it is, it's totally fine, you know. I'm just like giving my personal opinion about the story and stuff like this, but you don't have to listen on that. What I think it's super helpful is to listen to the feedback to, let's say, production things, like sound design things, but also, hey, just do your thing. That's the most important thing. You will I think feedback is important, but in the end, you will learn it only by doing it yourself and trying and failing and trying again and failing again and so on. So in the end, just do your thing. That's super important. Okay. The feedbacks are good. Thank you very much. So it's a release track. Okay, maybe for next week, come with the unreleased track. That would be great. So if you have tracks which are not released, that would be good, you know. So we listen to it and give feedback, because this is somehow, already finished, you know. It's a master track. So if we have, you can send me also stuff which is mastered already, you know, but which is not released officially. So signed is okay, but maybe something that is not, released officially on a label. Okay, it's 9 and 10 or 9 and 7 minutes. So thank you very much for joining again. It was lovely, even if we haven't heard that much, to be honest. Okay, sure, I have a lot next week. Perfect. Even if we haven't listened to so many tracks, I mean, still we listened to a few of them. So, like 5, 6, I don't know. Which is good. Yeah, thank you very much again for joining. I hope you enjoyed it again. A few of my lovely ones, the fam is already offline. You're welcome. And yeah, thank you very much for joining again. I would really appreciate to see you again next week. Leo, next week, hey, in our time zone, in my time zone. So therefore, you don't have to wake up that early. Even if I really appreciate your effort, man. That's so crazy. I'm really thankful for that. And of course to all the others as well, who are joining from week to week and doing these lives with me. That's yeah, that's really, I appreciate that really much. Yeah, thank you very much for joining again. It has been a nice session again, and yeah, until then, until next week, I wish you a wonderful week. We'll see each other next week, hopefully, and with less talking, more listening, more feedbacks. So until then, thank you very much. See you all next week. Have a nice week. Love goes out and all this stuff. Bye bye.